There is only 70,000 homes for sale in the United States. Wow. We are seeing the squeeze of all squeezes, almost all-time lows. Cue the fireworks. There's just nothing to buy out there, and we continue to see it. Now, who's benefited from it? We're going to go over that next on Real Estate Daily. Welcome, everyone. My name is Troy, and every day we go over the latest news in real estate, housing, and the mortgage market. Now, before we jump into it, if you are a buyer of one of those 70,000 homes, which there's not a whole lot of you out there because of interest rates at the moment, and of course what's happening in Washington, D.C. and the Fed, well, I definitely would like for you to understand to take a look at our buyer's guide and kind of review it, get a little bit of knowledge behind you so you can get the best information available on buying a house. It's right down below. Click the link and we will send you a copy. Now let's jump right into it. Housing Wire, only 70,000 new homes available for sale. Guys, there's just no homes available out there. It's almost at all-time lows. We are seeing this over and over. It is very, very weird that we have found out in this day and age that as the population grows, that homes are just not available to purchase. And we need to change this, and we need to change it fast. But this is some of the reasons why we're not seeing home values go down. Doesn't matter what the media says. Values of properties will not plummet 20, 30, 40%. And that was predicted a year ago, and we're still not even close to those numbers. We're barely even seeing, housing prices the same as last year, yet we've seen the highest and fastest amount of raising by the Fed ever. All right, let's jump into it. So if you're not buying a pre-sale home, what are you buying? Yes, that's right. You are buying new homes. The new home sales rise as buyers run out of options in a resale market. So the new builders are benefited from it if they're affordable, and that seems to be a big issue. Affordability on new home builders. Again, they're unlike a resale. They just are there for profit and loss for their company and for their shareholders. So as we continue to see prices rise in that resale market, and we're just seeing less people being able to afford it. So hopefully we'll see that turn around. I've been a very big advocate for the last 2 years about government subsidizing it instead of subsidizing other programs that make no sense whatsoever or only really nail down a certain part of the population. This can help everybody out. Subsidize houses, especially new builders, and we will see more of our population homeowners and will be wealthy for the future. All right, so what are we seeing in mortgage rates here? Well, the demand dropped again as rates crossed back over 7%. I was live yesterday with on What's a Mortgage with Min Win, and we had this conversation, and he asked me, hey, Troy, what's going on out there? And I told him that the buyer demand is subsided significantly, and there's for 3 real reasons here. One reason is that we got the summer months, which we have at this moment, people getting out of school, we have graduations, we have a holiday weekend coming up. So all that little mix right there is one reason why. Next reason why is we have a debt ceiling issue in Washington, D.C., and until that is addressed, we're still going to see rates go up. We know that mortgage companies continue to raise rates because they see uncertainty out there about what's happening in our economy. And so they're continuing raising rates. There's no one else raising rates but your mortgage companies. Let's make that clear. The federal government's not raising rates. Not at all. Okay? They don't control rates. It's what lenders want to charge for the risk they're taking on a 30-year loan. And the third piece here is the Fed, and which is now, as we saw some of the things last week were cracking that they might not raise next time. Now we're looking at a Fed chairman coming out and saying we're raising 2 more times. So another Fed chairman, Waller, saying, well, we need probably at least 1 more. Guys, the banking system can't take this anymore. The economy's not taking it. No number is looking good. Yet we're continually seeing some of the worst numbers ever pop up. M2 money supply, some of, is really horrible. People are pulling money out of the banks because they don't even trust the banks at this point. This has all to do with the Fed and what's happening in Washington, D.C. All right, hot topic today. Let's jump into it. Florida sued for restricting Chinese citizens, other foreigners from buying property. Well, Ron DeSantis, he doesn't want anyone, Chinese nationals, meaning that they're not American citizens, buying properties around military installations, nor do he wants to buy up farmland. And he really feels that that's an issue. Now, we've seen this issue being brought up all across the United States as a lot of land, especially from outside our country, people that are not our citizens, are buying up around military installations. He put his foot down. I kind of back him up on this. Why is that? Why are they targeting this? This is a big issue that we've continued to see that really we haven't really addressed, and he did. So I'm going to do a little short on it later today, and I'm posting that on TikTok or Instagram. So we'll go over that. Let's jump into it. What is rates doing? Well, we just had that conversation 2 articles ago. Yes, we're seeing rates go up. The uncertainty that's happening, again, with the debt ceiling and the Fed are causing these risk assets, which now it's becoming a risk asset, is a mortgage. It causes it to go up, and they're not wanting to take the risk right now. If there's a default, we've already seen predictions of 8.5% rates. Okay. Well, let's get together. Number one thing is that we don't want to raise taxes because we want to raise a debt ceiling to pay off the interest. We know that every 17 cents out of every dollar that Washington gets goes to interest. That's ridiculous. We can't raise taxes to pay for Washington's mistakes. So with that being said, guys, get the debt ceiling done, take care of it, get it out of our lives, and let's put it behind us. Then let's work on the Fed. Their 400 PhDs or whatever they have. My God, I can't believe you even pay these people any money. All they do is they tear down and build up the economy. The economy will stay steady without them, but that's not what our government wants. They want to see this volatility. We're done with volatility. This is what's happening right now. We need to see rates go down, and we need to spur on more businesses out there, as well as getting more manufacturing here in the United States and buying more homes, getting people into the American dream. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining me today. If you like it, hit that like button. Otherwise, you can comment below. I really would appreciate it. Otherwise, we will see you tomorrow, and hopefully we will have a meeting of the minds and a debt ceiling deal.